Nobody called me Jesse since my brother died.
For real?
My brother called me Jesse all the time. Oh, I'm about to cry.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he passed away last year in January. So that's why I took a long break. Yeah, I took a long break. Like, I didn't work since I signed my lease in December. This was a whole, for a year. I went back. It was a lot of prayer behind it. I actually did not want, okay, I can put 50 pounds in stock for you. Let me know when you're available to, oh, wait a minute, child, hold on.
Go ahead.
It was something new for me. It was fear of, if I open this store, are people gonna actually come and shop? It was the undertaking of the amount of money I had to spend, and things like that. I had had a warehouse before, but that was just me. You know what I mean? Yeah, a whole warehouse.
So was that like bigger than this?
It was twice as big as this. It was out Hampton and Build America Drive.
Okay.
And mine had an up and down
Like
stairs.
a real risk taker. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. But it was the next step for me, and it was a lot of prayer involved, and I kept getting pushed this way. And this building was in negotiations for over a year, and it kept just falling apart. And I looked for places that were smaller. I was trying to go look at places in Portsmouth, Norfolk, and none of them seemed to work, and I kept getting drawn back here to this building. And after everything was said and done, I literally just stopped and I prayed, and I was just like, God, if this is where I need to be, make it work. And the owner of the building, we talked, and he was just like, I want to help you. And that has gone through
the conversation.
Yeah, it had gone through like that through all of the buildings that I've ever been in. God has always made it where it was an easy transition for me.
Wow.
And with this one, when we talked about the price, he had said one thing, and then we negotiated something different. And it was within the budget that I wanted to be in. And I talked to him about what I wanted to do in the space, how I wanted to give the classes, and I wanted to bring people and revive this shopping center, because I'm like, hey, it's on a main drag. I want to help revive the shopping center so people can come inside. And he was like, he wanted that. And it took time. There are things that I want to do in here that I'm just going to do over time. And for those 6 months, I was just like, no. And I wasn't going to do a grand opening at all. I was still using it as a warehouse and then just giving classes. So we were giving birthday parties in here. And I did a Mother's Day celebration because I do classes for nonprofits. And it went well. We actually sold out and had to do 2 classes for it. We were working, that one was with Empowered Autism. And so 30% of the proceeds went to their organization. But it was something that I just literally made sure, like, hey, I had to get myself comfortable and acclimated. And then in May, I just decided, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop playing. And I set a date for my grand opening. And
So basically last month.
yeah, last month.
You got a professional camera.
Let's put some beauty in the shop, baby. Come on.
Really, Mom? Look at Grandma. She do a lot.
Put Toot in the middle. Oh, this beauty.
Say hello.
Look at that shot. He's grown. Say yourself.
I'm going to let him go back out the door. And the reason I say I wouldn't change it, because I wouldn't be who I am. My mistakes made me who I am. They made me a stronger woman. It made me look out for things that I would not have necessarily looked out for. I would not have taken the risk that I've taken now if I had not worked for somebody else in a job that made me uncomfortable for so many years. And I wouldn't fight as hard for my brand if I had not fought hard for somebody else's and saw no benefits from doing so. So I desire for Your Essentials and our location here in Newport News to actually be a space that business owners can come and offer classes. And it's gonna ding twice. Look, it's gonna ding twice. Look, we're gonna mute it though. How about that? Yeah. Hey, just got off work, on my way home to change. Okay. So, Your Essentials, I wanted to be a space where people can come and have fun and relax as far as consumers. You don't necessarily have to come in here to purchase things, but just come in here to find a place of peace. But as far as business owners are concerned, I wanted to be a space that we can share and make community. So I wanted to offer things to smaller business owners who don't necessarily have the means to have their own space, but still want to give classes and things of that nature. I want them to be able to still offer their classes without it breaking the bank for them. Because sometimes I noticed when I first started, renting a space to give a candle making class was very expensive, especially if I'm just starting. And I can't get but 5 people to sit in my class. But if I have to pay $500 for that space, either I'm in the hole or I'm having to overcharge for my tickets. So you can book on our website as far as consumers. Business owners, I told them to either they can call the store, 757-825-1500, or they can shoot us an email or a message on our website.
What's the website?
www.yourcareessentials.com.
Is it Your Care as Y-O-U-R or
Yes.
Your Care U-R?
We kept it regular.
Okay.
Why?
You got
So I said I'm going to, once I can get the store actually open and running, it would be a little bit easier because I have hired an employee, so we have an employee here.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do our entrepreneurship program that we're doing over the summer, where we'll have 4 interns that we will be teaching about entrepreneurship, how it is to run a business, and the different facets that they need to go through with running a business.
So it sounds like what you got mapped out. You have it. You have it jumping in here in no time.
Yeah, and I think I'm happy I waited because sometimes people feel like delay is a no. But I feel like had I opened earlier in the year, it would have been a little more difficult. It wouldn't have been the same. People wouldn't have been off. And
Kind of like right now, the way you did it, even with the grand opening, it's more so it was comfortable for you, so it's perfect timing for you, not like somebody else.
yeah, and it allows me to be able to promote it better. Also, it allowed me for months to talk to people to say, hey, you can come and do classes. And people they saw the store. They were just like, oh my God, you have to open. I can't wait till you get your customization bar. Because like our bar, which we can show that one. Okay. But we have the scent bar where people can actually come in, and we have 42 cents on our scent bar. And they can come in and customize their own candles, body butters, body oils, scrubs, and all of those things, which is something different that is not here. I noticed that at least in Hampton, Newport News, and Suffolk, and like Smithfield, there's not much to do that does not involve alcohol or clubs. So I wanted to bring something that was fun, that's in our local area, whereas you can come in and make your own custom items, have a date night. Because we just had a class last Saturday where it was a date night. They got to come in and make a massage oil and a candle.
Be like a great girls' night out.
Yes.
Too.
We do birthday parties. We do girls' night outs. We have one coming up in July where it's called Girls Just Want to Have Scrubs. So the ladies will get to come in and they'll make body scrubs. We offer wine and refreshments and different things like that.
Is crazy too.
Yeah, so we offer different ones. We offer ones for gentlemen and women so that guys can come out and have some fun too. We partner with other businesses. I'm partnering with a small business who he paints. So they'll get to do a paint night along with making another product. I have done blooming glows where you make a candle, but then I have a florist come in and she teaches you how to make a bouquet or to make a floral arrangement and things like that. So it's things that I try to make sure that I involve other small businesses like myself to say, hey, let's come in, get your business out there. Let's talk to people and show the community that we exist because nobody else is going to do it if we don't. So you can stop by Your Essentials. Our address is 10017 Jefferson Avenue, Newport News, Virginia, 23605. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 12 to 7 p.m. And make sure you guys stop by, come in, make some products. Watch us make products during the daytime, as well as we have a sample bar where you can try anything we sell inside of the store. Nobody called me Jesse since my brother died.
For real?
Mm-hmm. My brother called me Jesse all the time. Oh, I'm about to cry.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he passed away last year in January. So that's why I took a long break.
Mad recent.
Yeah, I took a long break. Like, I didn't work from the time my brother passed away until September. Because I got sick.
Y'all close?
That was my best friend.
Oh, wow.
That was the yin to my yang.
Yeah.
I think, too, that's why I hit myself into work.
Well, I think, yeah, you just said it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's the part right there.
Mm-hmm. And then when January hit around again this year, I got the flu and got sick as a dog. But as a black person, we don't really believe in going to therapy. I went to therapy. I was like, I got to do something because this, walking around looking at people crying ain't it. Yeah. And I did nursing. So I was still like really getting too attached to my patients because I was missing my brother. And so I was like, but I talked to my therapist, love her to death. She's so sweet. And then it helped me to ground myself, compartmentalize what I needed to compartmentalize, grieve like I needed to grieve healthily. And I got back to making products and doing what I need to do.
Yeah, I got to give you some on that. Yeah.
Because a lot of times people don't do that. They just be out here just letting it play with everything. They start drinking, doing all kinds of things that aren't healthy.
Yeah, that's what I say, like you start losing yourself, you know what I'm saying?
I did that for a while because I was out here looking busted and disgusted. I was looking like I steal.
So looking like you steal?
Like people for real for a while didn't know I owned my business just because I looked like a real employee. I didn't tell people I owned it. I didn't tell people I was a cosmetic formulator, nothing. They just thought, they thought I was selling
How
a
long
business.
were you doing? How long did this last?
So I've been making products since 2016, but I stopped making products. So I don't make products when my spirit is off. I don't make products, period.
Makes sense.
Because I feel that those feelings, my customers feel what I feel. You know what I mean? And I can't be as positive. I'm not as creative when I'm like that. So I just be like, I'm good. But I would say during those few months, I just grieved really bad till I got sick. Like, it was bad. And then I just started doing therapy and things like that. And I'd say by December, I was like September, I was back to making products. And I still took a couple of breaks. And then when January came around and the 1 year anniversary, it was difficult for me all over again. But because I was already of my brother passing. And then I went through what I needed to go through. And that February, I came back at it again after I was able to get myself through. And my first quarter was cool, but the second quarter, yeah. And I just took it and said he wouldn't want me to sit down.
I was going to say, he's still here with you?
Yeah. That's why when you called me Jess, it threw me a little bit because he'd be like, you got this, Jess. And even when I would want to quit, when I started this business, my brother was like, you got it. I believe in you, and I know you can do it. And he didn't know what I was doing. But he'd be listening to me when I be complaining. Yeah. He'd be like, yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It messed up. You going to get the formula right. Didn't know what he was talking about. Right. But it was the support I had. And it was difficult because I lost that. And then I was just out here by myself.
Yeah, man, I know that feeling.
It's tough.
But
yeah.
Persevere and you inspire and you radiate confidence, glow with your grace. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was when I found that saying, it was what I wanted the people to feel when they use the products. It was the fact that I want them to not just put a facade on the outside, but also actually allow it to be on the inside. Because a lot of people will have outside and it be looking great. Mm-hmm. But then on the inside, you walk around, you still depressed, you still just ick and all of the thing. Yeah. But it's just like, no. You can radiate confidence, but you need to also allow your inside to glow on your outside. So that's why, like, in here, we're offering classes as far as, like, we're going to actually have a therapist, a licensed clinical.
Like, just
yes.
being around people who care about, those essential goods is therapeutic, because somebody going to say something that's going to resonate with your soul. You know what I'm saying?
So we have a therapist and a licensed clinical social worker as well that we will be giving guided journaling with. Because everybody can't afford to go to therapy. But because I was going to be a social worker and ended up doing this, but I've found some who are still licensed here in Virginia, and they're going to become and giving them guided journaling classes. So when they come in, they'll get the journal. We're going to be doing things that have to do with, what is those things called? Like intention boards. But it'll be a living document. So it will not be just, you put pictures on it. It's actually going to have sticky notes, and they're going to get a whole kit where it can grow with them year by year, and we'll have them to come in every quarter and update it, because it's something that you need to nourish and do all the time. We will still have the same thing with men, where I've gotten with some male therapists and counselors, where they'll come in and they will talk to men and tell them it's okay to feel this way, and when you feel this way, this is what you need to do. And things like that, because sometimes I feel men are left out when it comes.
You're not allowed to share our emotions. So.
Yes. But they're going to talk to you how to share those emotions in a healthy way, without feeling judged, without feeling that condemnation of, I'm not a man. Men have feelings too. And they need to be expressed. You need to be able to cry.
Tell them again,
and things like that. That's why I curated a men's line. As you can tell, when you start earlier, it go real fast. Because when men come to my booth, they be like, nobody ever has a line for us. Nobody has skincare for us. Nobody has care for us. Nobody curated a line. I normally have
a lot of things when it comes
yes.
to,
I actually still only make scented soap for men. I do not make scented soap for women. But I make scented soap for men, and I make sure men, they have extra shea butter in their soap.
Definitely want some. I love scented soap.
And I make sure that the products that you're using are multifunctional. So like our shea butter can be used in your beard, your body, your face, and your hair. So that you're not out here having to buy 7 or 8 different things. And I also offer multiple scents for men. Because a lot of times, and that was something because I do market research for anything before I jump into it. A lot of times for men, I would go to somebody's table or I would go in the store. It'd be like 3 cents. And they'd be like, I just don't want 3 cents. And I noticed, I said, hey, I'm going to give them 6 because it gives them the option to pick something different, because you might want to smell one way at work, one way when you go on a date night, and another way when, you know what I'm saying, you just like hanging out with your boys. So I wanted to have that option. And then in the store, we offer customizations, because I used to have the problem people wouldn't tell people about me because they'd be like, I don't want nobody smelling like me. Well, I offer customizations with our scent bar. And either you can make it or you can come in and we'll make it. And we make customizations in reed diffusers, car diffusers, beard oils, all of the things. So, because I wanted to do something different. They always say, what sets your business apart from every other one is the fact that I actually do formulate, so I can change whatever I feel like. Because everything is made actually here inside this location, and people can come in and watch me make products if they just chose to.
I just recorded all of that. So.
You did?